Around the world, it's known as the Oklahoma Standard, how our community responded to catastrophe on April 19, 1995. It's the moment in our history of which I am most proud, that Oklahomans came together in a unified effort to deal with our own disaster by quietly rolling up our sleeves and going to work. It's a story of people facing down a dreadful act of hatred and destruction with determination and self-reliance. But it's not an easy story and not one I wanted to relive. And I know I'm not alone in that.
We have visitors from all 50 states, 35 countries every month. But the percentage of Oklahomans isn't as great as we want it to be. And it's because I think people live through it and they feel like they're going to be sad or depressed when they come here. Yet when people come, they're very glad they did.
For me, it was the faces I dreaded seeing again. After years of reporting on the bombing and its aftermath, many of these smiling photos are tattooed in my memory, along with the faces of the families and friends we grew to know so well over time. And as I expected, seeing them again brought back that awful sense of loss we all felt nearly 15 years ago. The true human cost of that day is really driven home in the museum by these heartbreakingly simple reminders chosen by the families to represent each victim.
I think one of the things that really stuck out to me the most was just seeing one of the kids' shoes, and it really tugged at my heartstrings.
We think it's really important that when people come here from around the world, they get to kind of get a glimpse of who these people are and what they really wanted and what they really dreamed of, and you know, they're T-ball coaches and Sunday school teachers and moms and dads and brothers and sisters, and so that's really important.
But in the end, the memorial, which is funded entirely by private donations and museum admission, is not here to remind us what happened, but to remind us of what we learned from what happened. And that is a beautifully inspiring story worth telling to everyone who'll listen.
And when I come out here every day, that's what I think of. I mean, I think of the people who are lost, and I think of how their families are doing and where they are, and I think about where this city is today compared to 1995. But I also think about Oklahomans and what incredible people we showed the world that we are. And that it's about pride. I think this site is about pride.
The stop was made, he was arrested.
Noble County Sheriff Charlie Hanger was a state trooper when he picked up bomber Tim McVeigh fleeing north on I-35. He comes to the memorial periodically, as others do, to share his firsthand account.
And I get to be the ambassador for law enforcement, if you will, to let people know that law enforcement officers are out there driving up and down the roads, working traffic, but at the same time looking for that criminal element that goes up and down our streets and highways.
Charlie Hanger also believes the memorial is a point of pride for Oklahomans.
What happened on April the 19th, 1995, how Oklahomans survived it, and I think that's a big lesson. Oklahomans showed the world how we could get past this terrible act.
It's sad. The story is sad. We can't change what happened here, but we can change, you know, how we react to that story and how we teach that story to thousands of people who come here.
People who will hopefully spend a few quiet moments beneath the spreading branches of the perfect symbol of Oklahoma's deep roots and resilient spirit, the survivor tree.
Think of that day, how it burned in half, and you think of really just reflect back almost 15 years now of how this state came together in a way that we have never seen before, and we brought this courage and hope and showed the world what Oklahomans were all about.